just Saturday night, and we're sampling beers. It's Saturday night, right?
Yes.
Okay. What do we got?
We've got maple pecan praline wake and bake coffee oatmeal imperial stout. I read the whole dictionary beer.
This is what I wanted him to try when I went to Terrapin. I forgot I bought an actual 4-pack.
Ooh, 9.4.
9.4.
Is it Pinkerton?
Pinkerton? What does Pinkerton mean?
I don't know. It's down here. It says Pinkerton.
Ooh, Pinkerton Detective Agency. Oh, this was so good on draft. If you ever go to Terrapin in Athens, Georgia, I'm representing.
So I have a question for you.
Okay, I might have an answer.
So neither one of us have seen Thor: Love and Thunder yet.
You see how dark it is? That's nice and dark.
Ooh.
And it's brewed with Jittery Joes.
Can you pause that for a second?
Oh. 3, 2, 1.
Apologies. But neither one of us has seen Thor: Love and Thunder. But,
correct, at this moment.
But we're as caught up as possible, except for that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What's it smell like? We're going to go both ways. Can you smell anything? My senses are shot since I had COVID last year.
To me, it smells like almost like caramel corn.
Okay. This is one of my favorites that I've drank lately.
That is. It doesn't taste as dark as it is.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's good. But
yes, we were talking about that. We were caught up on Miss Marvel.
yes. Where do you see this next phase of the Marvel stuff going?
I think it's the explanation of all of the universal things like the Shang-Chi rings, Mrs. Marvel's bracelet, possibly mutants. Yeah. I mean, Doctor Strange, you actually got to see Professor X.
Yeah. We got to see Black Bolt.
Black Bolt, one of my favorites, Anson Mount.
Ooh, side note.
Yes.
I'm going to give you the password.
The password.
For Paramount Plus.
I've already got it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't hear that.
No password.
Yeah, no sharing here. Strange New Worlds. Star Trek?
Yeah, I've heard Anson's awesome.
Oh, man.
Was it Discovery Season 2 they brought Pike in?
They did. And I would say you would need to watch that to kind of get the backstory, but you really don't. Like in the first episode, there's like a 20-second mention of something, and then they just go on their own thing.
On Twitter, they're all making fun of how big his hair could
Pike's
be getting.
Peak? Yeah.
Pike's Peak.
But I will say, like...
He's very humble. That's what I like about Anson Mount. He's a very humble guy. Go follow him on Twitter. He doesn't have a lot of followers, and he's really straightforward with people. I
became a fan of his watching Hell on Wheels. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's why I grow my hair out, because I want that freaking... the double... That's why I love him.
Yeah. I never watched Inhumans.
It's on Disney
series.
Plus.
Yeah, I have to watch that. But
he's the best part of it. When you learn that... Because Black Bolt doesn't speak.
Yeah.
He uses sign language. And he didn't want to confuse people. And he did this himself. He's like... He knew sign language. He's like, I don't want to confuse people. He's like, because technically Black Bolt isn't from Earth. They were from the moon. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to use typical sign language. So they helped him invent a system of sign language, unlike normal sign language. When you learn that, he was like, this is detail. He wouldn't know normal because he wasn't raised with humans.
Yeah.
I was like, that's thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
But the wake and bake.
Pretty tasty.
Okay, tonight, doing a beer by myself. Creature Comforts out of Athens, Georgia. Cosmic Debris. It is a double IPA. It is 8.0% alcohol volume, I think. Let's hear that. Nice sound of that. But double IPA. Definitely smell something. Hop dust, vibrant, bursting aroma. some hops. Had one of these creature comforts when I was in Athens, so I picked up one or two different ones. But never had this cosmic debris. But cheers. Okay, Spencer, you came bringing a brew tonight. What do you got?
Remember, always, if a friend invites you over and they're going to bring you beer, or they're going to give you beer,
I'm gonna bring you beer.
Bring beer yourself. You know, don't be that person that's just like mooching off the beer. Bring beer. So, anyways.
That looks like a T-Rex on that.
It is. It's pretty awesome.
That is.
I got this for my birthday from my father. It's from Toppling Goliath Brewing Company. It's called King Sue Double Indian Pale Ale.
King Sue.
Pretty cool. He picked it out based off the pictures on a lot of
It's
stuff.
a T-Rex. You cannot go wrong on a T-Rex.
This lusciously hazy double IPA gains its bold flavors of mango, orange, and pineapple from the use of delicious citrus hop. All hail the king. It's from Decorah. Probably mispronouncing that. I think is that Iowa or Idaho?
That's Iowa.
Iowa.
IA.
Yeah.
And how much does it have a percentage on it? The core, I think it might be. Well, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll look at it. I don't see it on here.
It might not be.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Brewing Up History with Field Museum.
Ooh.
All right, cool. All right, we'll figure out the percentage. We'll get back to you.
Or something.
Yeah.
I'll make it up.
Yeah.
300%!
As we go along.
That's what we do. It looks nice and clear and yellow. Like Coldplay says.
That's what my doctor said.
Yellow, yellow. Your doctor really?
He said it's nice and clear and yellow there, Mr. Bowman. Good job.
He didn't have a finger for you, did he? But nice and... Smells hoppy. It smells like a... Oh.
That is some Christmas tree right there.
That is like the 11...
Wait a minute. You getting the pineapple and the orange, the aftertaste? That actually kind of makes up for the little bit of...
Upon second sip, yeah, that first sip kicks your butt. But the second sip, yeah, you can definitely taste the pineapple.
It's not bad.
IA might be Idaho. No, it should be Iowa, right?
We'll look it up.
That looks like the state. That looks like the state. Oh, let me get. Where's that camera? That looks like the state of Iowa.
If it ain't Florida, we don't know.
Yes, right. We're dumb like that. Look who we vote into office.
Wait a minute, our governor or the president?
I didn't vote for the president.
Oh, okay.
But our local representative who is on everyone's hate list. Yeah.
But he just wants to see your child.
He's not coming near my child. All right. What do we got?
We got tart plum saison.
Saison's one of my favorite.
It's Atalanta.
Atalanta.
Orpheus Brewing.
Orpheus.
From Atlanta, Georgia. 5.25%. I did go back and look at the other one. Couldn't find anything on there. So, Native Funk. I like that.
What's the picture look like?
Got a bear.
A bear.
So
this is a saison.
If I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah, tart plum. I can smell it.
People could correct me on here, but if I remember correctly, Atlanta was a hunter in Greek mythology.
I have no idea.
And
Atlanta or Atalanta?
I think it was Atlanta. Again, you could correct me. Atlanta was a hunter in Greek mythology, and she was raised by bears. I don't remember.
Curious.
I
have the hiccups. Ooh. I love saisons.
Mm-hmm.
Hefeweizens and saisons. It's very, very tasty.
So, we were talking last time about where we thought, Marvel was going with this new...
the Phase 4.
Phase 4, yes. So, we've gotten Kang.
Yes.
From
Wanda and Vision.
There's talk of Doctor Doom.
Yes.
There's talk of Mr. Sinister.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
There's always talk of Mr. Sinister. With the X-Men, there was always...
And then we're also getting Namor in Black Panther 2. So...
I'll believe it when I see it, but the whole Wakanda Forever, because poor Chadwick passed away, so of course Shuri is going to replace him as Black Panther.
Ironheart is going to be in Black Panther 2.
Really?
Yes.
Riri Williams?
Yes.
I did not know that.
So...
I haven't heard of casting for that.
So... Well, there's going to be a series. There's going to be an Ironheart series.
I know that.
But they're saying she's going to be in...
Just like...
I read the news, the movie news, and it's a lot of times it's like, we heard, and it's like, okay, well, we'll go from there, and see.
Because I know there's a series, just like Miss Marvel is going to go into the Marvels, obviously. By the end of it, when you see the end clip, and you're like... And people are questioning that. It's like, did she become Miss Marvel?
No.
Or did she... No, I was like, no, obviously not. Look at the way she looks at the posters.
Yeah.
No. They swapped places.
Yeah.
Because...
The director actually came out and said they swapped. Which I was talking to a coworker of mine who's really into comics. And
you have coworkers?
I have coworkers. Yeah. Well, excuse me. My subordinates. And we were talking about it, and I said, my theory on that is...
You have theories.
I do. My theory is that this is how they're going to, quote, train Miss Marvel to be a superhero.
Okay, that makes sense.
Miss Marvel, or Captain Marvel, has been switched with her. She went to wherever Captain Marvel was at, which I'm assuming is Nova headquarters. And they're going to train her.
There's lots of rumors about where she went to.
I mean, but that's my theory. She went to Nova headquarters. She's being trained. She's going to meet Nova.
Well, in the Marvels, they're going to bring, obviously, Monica Rambeau in there.
Photon, is that who she is?
Photon, I think is... So it's going to be good. I think it is. Hey, I'm all for it.
And now, this was something we were talking about earlier. She's a mutant.
She has a gene mutation.
Yes. There's a mutation, and then if you listen very closely, my old friend here doesn't have the red steering.
I don't.
They played the X-Men theme.
That's what he says.
If you go back, turn it up,
I believe
listen.
It. What volume does it have to be on?
Hey, mine was at normal volume. You can turn yours up to
because
90.
If you ever watched the Inhuman series that's on Disney Plus, you know that she was created through a series, so that makes her an Inhuman.
Well, yes. In the comics, she was Inhuman. She was exposed
that would make sense.
Was it Tetragen or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see. Only Kevin Feige knows.
But he leans every way. He's very flexible, which I do appreciate.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing is for this whole universe to succeed. And people are like, well, which is the superior universe, DC or Marvel? Is like, I want them both to succeed.
Yeah.
This is the whole thing. It's like, I can't wait for Shazam 2. I can't wait for Black Adam.
All right.
I can't wait for Aquaman 2.
So you've seen the newest season of Umbrella Academy?
Yes.
Okay. I have not.
It's awesome.
So we've got... I don't know what his name is now.
Who?
I can't remember.
Vanya becomes Victor.
Victor, but the actor.
Oh, she becomes Elliot.
Elliot. So...
Ellen Page becomes Elliot. Because that's truth,
Yes, she's transitioned. She's decided who she is.
Yeah, he's decided who he is.
I'm sorry, my apologies. So since what's his nut, the guy who was the Flash.
Oh, Ezra?
Ezra has lost his crap.
Yeah, in Hawaii. He's like, get out of fucking Hawaii, dude.
Yeah. So since he's lost his mind,
even though they finished filming the film,
they're talking about replacing him in the film with Elliot Page.
They should.
And I was like, so I had to look at it.
Elliot's a better actor. That's the whole thing. A way better actor.
And I had to look at it, and I will say, apologies, but I looked at it. I was like, it's from my view, a lot being forced on us at once.
It can be. It can be, but
then I looked at it. I was like, I do like. I liked Ellen Page stuff that she did. So
she transitioned to
now
Elliot.
She's Elliot. I mean, it's not going to change.
Yes,
fantastic. He is still going to be a great actor.
Yes.
So, I.
That's why you got to watch season 3 of The Umbrella Academy.
I have to see it.
Yes.
So yeah.
The end of it is like, what? Every season to me, at the end, every season is like, what?
And I was gonna ask you, so season 2, Umbrella Academy.
Okay.
Spoilers. My wife doesn't watch it. We're gonna watch it, but they touched on the dad,
yes,
the patriarch.
Yes, that's the main part of season 3.
It is.
Yes.
That he's an alien or some. Yeah. Okay. That's all I need.
There you go. Yes, you would find out a lot.
Okay. That's all I need to know.
By the end of it, you're like,
okay. All right. So,
but that leaves you even more questions. When you see the actual final clip of it, you're like,
okay, that's
because it solves a bunch of stuff, but then you're like,
I need more.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, and then you sit there and think, like, because I never read the comic books, and I'm like, the guy from My Chemical Romance wrote this? It's like, are the comics this in depth? Because to me, it's a really incredible series.
Yeah. I've liked it, I mean, so far. I mean, it's
as good as, oh, damn, there's more in here. There's still Native Funk. I just saw Native Funk. The Atta.
Whoa.
There's no take 2.
Calm down, 11.
That's Atlanta. 11. I'm not part of Stranger Things. I have not watched season 3 or 4. I have to catch up. It's like The Boys. I have to go watch it alone.
So, it's a very minor spoiler. Minor.
You think I look like... You think I'm... What's his name? You said you made that comment at dinner.
Oh,
if at high school I might have reminded people of...
Eddie, what's his name? Not Eddie.
I haven't seen the season, so...
He's the leader of the Hellfire Club. I can't remember his name.
Metallica
Eddie Munson.
Eddie Munson?
Yeah. I picture Simon here being Eddie Munson in high school.
Which is funny because my close friend, when I started watching Stranger Things, because he said he pictured me being the guy, the younger version with the no teeth. The guy with the little kid with the mullet. Yeah, exactly. But you know who you're talking about.
Dustin. Yeah, Dustin. Yeah.
That's what he said. You gotta watch it. You're Dustin, man, because of your mullet. And I'm like... So now I'm two people of Stranger Things.
Hey, so I mean, if you're Dustin, he is the smarter of the 4. He's like the...
I know.
So...
The peanut gallery, my favorite. But that's what we have to talk about. There I was in the Congo. Not really. But I was drinking Rebellion Red Lager from Huntsville, Alabama. It's by Yellowhammer Brewing. It is a 5.4% volume. Here's a nice... It's loud sometimes. But... got some nice amber color. Ambers were always they were my first favorite beer. Killian's Red was the first beer I fell in love with back when I was 20, 19, something. Really smooth, really good. Yeah.
Howdy.
How you doing? What we got?
So we've got from MIA Beer Company, Tourist Trap Belgian Style Triple Ale, excuse me.
Triple Ale. It's right here on the bottom.
10%.
10%.
But I was looking at, it looks like, I'm guessing from Miami.
I would think so, with MIA.
Yeah. So let's give it a crack and see it.
Some Tripel.
So.
Pacing with the trailer. If you listen carefully, you can hear other conversations.
Ooh. Look at the little smell. It's got a
A little funk bump. That's a Tripel. Some people like the Tripels.
Ooh. That's tasty.
Like a little taste to it, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so, next question, sir.
Next answer, possibly.
Dwayne Johnson.
The Rock.
Huge star right now.
Yes.
Do you think that he can save the DCEU?
No.
No? Even though...
Sorry.
Even though...
I think people will flock to the Black Adam movie because of his name.
Yes.
But
he's supposedly, by himself, got Henry Cavill come back for something in the end as Superman.
Henry Cavill was always there. If you watch his Twitter, he's just been waiting on Warner Brothers. He's like, I'll be your Superman forever if you'll have me. And Warner Brothers is the one going, oh, we're going to look elsewhere. You know, it's like, we'll stick up for Ezra.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, Henry, you're faithful, but you're Zax. And that's the whole stigma that sticks over Henry, I think.
You know what? So here's my theory. Here's why the DCEU is failing. They don't have a Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
They don't have somebody who's in charge who's like, this is where we're going. This is, no, you can't do that. Yes, you can.
Well, this is the whole thing, is they wanted, if you look at the start of it, Zach was a beginning director of Man of Steel. What's his name? Memento, Batman. Golly, I hate being drunk and having to remember names. The director of the Dark Knight trilogy.
It'll come to me in like 4 hours.
Yes. But then he produced Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, maybe they wanted him, but they never asked him. And so it fell on so many different things. And if you listen to like the Justice League, when they brought in all the other characters, they brought Walter Hamada over from DC. I think he's a regular DC universe. I don't know. But there's been a lot of issues, like he canceled the Cyborg stuff and he canceled the Green Lantern stuff, and people have thrown a lot of shade his way. Yeah, they don't have the unity. That's their issue. Is so many people were critiquing Zack Snyder. They forgot, if this universe succeeds, it could be a good thing.
Yeah.
Like Marvel has so many different directors. You got to think Thor. You started with Kenneth Branagh directed it. Big time person directing a Thor movie.
Yeah.
And then you had I think it was Alan something, who was a Game of Thrones director. And the third one is Taika Waititi, and he did Love and Thunder as well, 3 and 4.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you look back at like the Russo brothers did certain movies, and even it was the continuity. This is the whole thing, and you had Kevin Feige being, okay, this is what we're going to do. He had a direction. Christopher Nolan, yes. I'm sorry, drinking Simon.
Yes.
But that's the whole thing, is they don't have a unification. Is they shoot a movie here, they shoot a movie there, and they don't try to unify anything.
Yeah.
And it's like they need to go, dude, we've got all this budget.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill is a perfect Superman.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're like, oh, well, we've got Christian Bale as Batman, but he does 3. Well, that was Christopher Nolan's universe. But as we can see, Batman is so expandable. Anybody can play Batman. We've seen multiple great Batman movies.
Yeah.
And they have an opportunity with Pattinson. Sign him to a multi-deal. You know what I'm saying? You could have Cavill, and Marvel's shown, this is the bad thing, between The Flash and in the CW universe, expanding the Crisis. And I think Marvel went right through the middle and said, yes, we can do this. And it kind of showed the way, and Warner Brothers isn't listening to their DC counterparts.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks. It's like you have this wide open universe. And this is the funny thing, if you play the Lego games, my son's got me into Lego universe games. The DC Lego games are so unified. Just like the animated Warner Brothers DC is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's like, why can't you take those same people involved and go, let's put you live action. You've got these great ideas. Even if it's small budget. This is the whole thing. Start a small budget.
Yeah.
Iron Man, you got to think, Iron Man was not poised to succeed. They were like, we're taking RDJ. We're taking Robert Downey Jr. We're taking Favreau as a director. They were not throwing a lot into it.
Yeah.
Because they had seen the the averageness of the Marvel Universe. Blade, I love Blade. That was kind of opening the door. And people were like, oh, we're interested. You know? And Fantastic Four. They were not, Fantastic Four 1 and 2 were not failures. They were like, we're interested. What else can you do with it?
Yeah.
Iron Man. Okay, if you look at Iron Man 1 and 2, you can see the difference between this is experimental and 2 is like, still experimental, but then Feige was like, we can put a universe here. Because you do. You have, this is what pisses me off, is the simple fact they were like, Iron Man's a B. He's a B. He's not an A. Everyone wants to think the X-Men are the A's. No. He founded the fucking Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay? Iron Man was never a B. He was an A star. Y'all treated him like a B. And this is the problem with the DC universe, is they treat everybody, oh, you've got Batman, you got Superman. You've got so many other great fucking characters. And you treat them, even Wonder Woman, you see Wonder Woman and Aquaman, their movies have succeeded. Shazam's movie succeeded. I'm sorry, Shazam's just the word. It's Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
You know, let's not forget that. It's not Shazam, that's the word he says to become Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And Marvel has kind of embraced that. Is we're gonna go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're throwing the bomb every freaking time. And it may not be fantastic, but they're taking the fucking risk.
Yeah.
And they can spend $200 million, and okay, we're only making $300, but they're making their budget back.
Yeah.
And they're gonna keep doing it.
And it's also like, you may not like what we've thrown out there, but it's going to add to the continuity of what's coming.
Exactly.
You know, you may not like it, but it's still there. I mean, that's like somebody that works with me was asking the other day. They're like, hey, you know, I'm going to be watching some of the movies. What's your opinion on the Thor movies? And I was like, Thor 1? Okay.
It doesn't translate well. You watch it again now, the CGI sucks. And it's not that old of a movie.
Yeah, it's like Thor 1, okay. Thor 2, garbage.
I don't think it's garbage.
I hated it.
Really?
Yes. Thor
Go
3.
Watch. When's the last time you watched it? Seriously.
It's been a while.
Watch it again.
Okay.
It translates better years later.
Okay. But Thor 3, Taika Waititi takes over. I was like, that was an awesome movie.
Even though it wasn't very Thor-like,
no,
it worked.
It did. And so he was like, so what's your opinion of the next one coming out, like, before you've seen it? I was like, my hopes are high. But because of history, it's like...
It's average.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it could bomb, and it's like, okay, well, you know, we'll see where they go from here, you know, so...
But the whole thing is they're still doing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, you look at that between the Disney Plus series. The Disney Plus series are freaking knocking it out of the park. You've got Wanda and the Scarlet Witch. You've got Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You've got Loki.
Yeah.
You've got Moon Knight. You've got now Miss Marvel. I probably missed a series there.
I can't think off the top of my head, but...
You got She-Hulk coming out.
Yes.
They're throwing it, and that's the whole thing.
I'm looking forward to. So we were talking about this again at work. What is your favorite? What is your favorite? God, I can't think of his name right now because of Rhodey. What's his name?
Oh, the actors?
Yeah.
Because you got Terrence Howard.
Not Terrence Howard.
And then you got
Exactly.
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. What is your favorite Don Cheadle movie? And not
Hotel
Marvel.
Rwanda.
Okay. So we couldn't think of one.
Oh, really?
We were sitting there, we were like, and a friend of mine was like,
And then he's also in
he was like,
that one
where
with
he's
a
the
bunch
lead.
of people.
Crash.
Yeah.
He was like lead movie, not where he's a.
Yeah. Hotel Rwanda is really good.
Okay. I couldn't think of that one, but we were thinking of the other ones, and I was like, the only one I could think of was Crash. I was like, Crash is probably like my top one of his. And he goes, he's always been kind of a supporting actor kind of role.
Kind of like my favorite actor, Gary Oldman, has always been a supporter.
Yeah. And I said, he's getting his own series, Armor Wars.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Oh my God, I can't wait for that.
The Armor Wars storyline was always Tony.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting seeing where Rhodey, because in the comic books, Armor Wars 1 and 2, was Tony finding out other people were using his tech, and then him going dismantling it. Like in the first Armor Wars, at the end of it is when you meet Ghost for the first time. Ghost has already been introduced in the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
But that's the third Ghost. There has been 2 other Ghosts before that. The first Ghost is in Armor Wars 1. That's what makes it interesting how they're going to translate it. Because Kevin Feige is like, y'all come up with a story. He's letting them work with it. These are what we have. We'll adjust accordingly. And that's what Warner Brothers does not do.
Yeah.
They do not adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
You're like, this is great. This is the rumor, though. Black Adam, supposedly there's an after-credit scene with Shazam.
Okay.
So we'll see if it comes out, but that's what I've heard.
Okay. I could see...
And like you said in Shazam, too, there's supposed to be Henry Cavill, because the first one, neck down.
Yeah.
You don't know who it is.
Yeah. So, here's my hope.
Okay.
I'm going to put this out there. So, if they can pull it all together, have you ever read the Kingdom Come?
Yes, I've got them. I own them, yes.
If they could do
Alex Ross illustrating that. Awesome.
If they could pull off a Kingdom Come...
I don't think they will.
No, they won't, but...
Crisis had Brandon Routh as the Kingdom Come Superman. That was his whole look, if you looked at the look.
Yeah.
But it's not the same, though,
Yeah.
Just having a look. And even my son's been going through in the summer, Zane's been going through a lot of series, and one of them is the new Spider-Man, which is very interesting, seeing Spider-Man. He meets Miles, he has Gwen Stacy, who becomes Gwenpool. It's very different. I like it, though. It's a different take. And that's what I like about basically infinite universes you can have. Yeah. Which was introduced, of course, with the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for part 2 and part 3.
Yeah. So, supposedly, with Spider-Man Homecoming, was that the last one?
No Way Home.
No Way Home. Excuse me.
With Garfield?
Yes. Supposedly after that, I guess Zendaya, however you pronounce it, she is no longer going to be the central love interest of Peter Parker. It's not Gwen Stacy, and I can't remember. Next time I'll have to...
It'll be interesting to see.
It's another character, and I was like, okay, all right. Do I want to, after watching that, was I like, oh, come on, man, just remind them who they are, But they're going to go in another direction. It's like, okay, well, they're going to go in a separate direction of this. But people are saying that his friend is still going to become Hobgoblin. So...
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Have you seen Morbius yet?
Not yet, no.
Red box. That's $1.99.
Okay.
It's interesting. It's not bad. They oversell how bad it is, I think. And that's the thing. It's not a bad movie. You take it, because there's not a big history of Morbius. I mean, it's a corny comic book.
Yeah.
The thing I have a problem with is the after credits scenes. And I want you to see that and let me know what you think of... There's 2 after credit scenes.
Okay.
Which bring in... I'm just going to say... You've probably seen it in the previews. They bring in Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
As the Vulture. When you see that, I want to hear your report, see what you think. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Okay. The only history I have on Morbius is from the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. So...
I think it didn't have Blade back then, too, in the 90s cartoon.
He came in for a small bit. There was that. There was Morbius. There was the 6-armed Spider-Man. There was,
I think it's all available on Disney Plus now.
Yeah, Lady... or Madam, whatever her name, Madam Web or whatever,
Okay.
which they're making a movie of.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. So there was that, and there was some other things they brought in. And I need to go back and watch it anyways because I remember it one way, but then I read about it and they're like, oh yeah, he never actually punched anybody because they...
You have to go rewatch it and be like, what?
Yeah, it's like because they didn't want any violence in it, so he never actually punched anybody. I was like, wait a minute, I remember it differently, but we'll go back and see. But
that's like one of my friends, Cup of Rat over there, podcast, he pointed out, you know how the easiest way to get an R-rated in a movie, an R rating? Smoke a cigarette. He goes, you can have the language, the nudity and everything. It'll be PG-13. But you throw a cigarette smoking scene, it's suddenly R. And I'm like, I never noticed that, so I'm going back and rewatching movies like, you're right.
Which it cracks me up because you watch, I've been telling you, we've been watching Stranger Things since season 4 just came out. And we started from the beginning. We'd already watched it, but we went back through. Like, every scene, somebody's got a cigarette in their mouth. And it's like, TVMA.
Yeah, exactly. So pay attention. Cigarettes are bad for your health.